There's sort of this selling fever going on in the county among farmers because they're becoming millionaires. They've never seen such prices. I come from east of Brantford, Langford, and so in that area there's 600 acres have been bought up. North of Brantford there's 3,500 acres have been bought up by Walton. In Gales neighborhood there's about 200 acres have been bought up.
Walton comes along and they offer the farmers, you know, a fairly high price for farmland here, but then it's re-syndicated and resold to investors at an extremely high markup. So what happens is we have developers with very, very deep pockets and residents who are looking at loss of property value, loss of lifestyle, loss of all the reasons we came to Brant County against this juggernaut of a corporation which basically has unlimited resources.
And just to sort of show you one sample property, the Herd Farm here in Dula Heights sold for $2.2 million. And councillors will talk about how they receive all kinds of phone calls, you know, invitations, letters. They're basically wooed by the developers.
To try to fight against money, it's very, very difficult because just about anybody can get bought off. But when you talk to the traditional people, they always have that concept back in their mind that we have to preserve what's here, not only for ourselves, but 7 generations down the line. We have to make sure that our children and our grandchildren's children have something left to preserve, to take care of and to make sure it's all looked after. This was actually the original beaver hunting ground, so that goes all the way to Sarnia, some parts of the U.S., in New York State, a little bit in Wisconsin, and pretty much all of Ontario as well.
All this land behind me is prime nature. The deer come here, the fox, the turkeys, wild turkeys, birds, they have their home here, and that's going to be taken away. It's gorgeous, and it's quiet.
We need to keep farmland protected and as farmland so that, I mean, you have the whole thriving local food movement. It just is such a contradiction to have all of our farmland being bought up when the local food movement is thriving. It's a total contradiction. If the border closes and we can't keep importing lettuce and food from California, then we need to know we can grow it here. And as the price of oil rises, there's going to be less and less food imported. We have to become more of a transition community, more resilient, more able to feed ourselves and have the 100-mile diet.
At the end of the day, we have to do what's right for us. You know, you see the Canadian government sending people out to different countries all over the world to give their support, whether it's food, whether it's peacekeepers, whatever it is. Peacekeepers have guns nowadays. We don't ever want to see violence. We're a peaceful people, but at the same time, we're not to the point where we're a passive people as well. We are very true to who we are. We're very strong-willed, strong-minded. We bring that peaceful mind, that skana, and we are looking at, you know, doing everything in a good way, you know, and if it comes to a time, we'll have to deal with it at that time. I'm not going to say we're going to start our war. I'm not going to say anything like that, but I will say that we are prepared to stand up for what we believe in and for our future generations by all costs.
Part of democracy is being watchful every day. I think that our councillors are inundated with paperwork. They're not paid that well, and I think that we basically have to do the homework as well, be a council watch, and then we work with them to educate them and tell them what's happening in our communities. We have to be watchful citizens.